just buy into what the fans want to see. And then it's like, you see these fighters that get themselves hurt in a way where, they're not like being disciplined as they are. And then once they get into that firefight motion, it's like, you're setting yourself up for disaster to potentially get injured.
See, what I think is, I mean, fight your fight and win a fight. And now, if you see somebody breaking down, and then, I mean, step on the gas and go get them.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it. But I mean, fight your fight, of course. At the beginning, like let's stick to the game plan. And as you break them down, and then we can step on the gas and start getting closer and landing heavier shot.
So, question: you got any stories or situations that you've experienced in the game coming up, and that maybe have that maybe were hard learned lessons from the sport, and if so, how did that moment change you?
Not as far as the pros go, but I learned a lot in my in the amateur system, and I want to say nothing really bad happened in the amateurs. But the weight cut, I was at I never missed weight in my life, but making weight at 114 in the amateurs was pretty difficult. But I learned a lot doing that. I learned how to eat and how to stay disciplined in my diet and stuff like that. And, doing that in the amateurs, they make the pros way much easier. So I mean, I've learned a whole bunch of different things. I mean, as far as that, but nothing really crazy. But that was one thing that been sticking with me and how I've been making weight, and just from the amateurs, that's how I'm able to make weight because of the amateurs making 114 all the time.
Well, since you hinted at that, I got a follow up question because I had another question, but and I still got it, but I gotta ask this. So you're a pro at this shit. What tips do you have for the listeners out there, possibly other fighters or amateur fighters, on maintaining a weight cut? Just give them one. It don't got to be the Angeletti Book of Secrets, but we just want one, just one.
You gotta be disciplined. You gotta stick to it and be disciplined. It's pretty
I
much
hear
the
that.
main thing. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta stick to whatever your diet is. You gotta stick to it. But my diet
Yeah.
is a whole
See,
nother. I do different stuff. Like I do intermittent fasting. Like
bro, I was about to say the same thing. So just to get like you don't, it's irrelevant information, but I got 4 pro fights under my belt in boxing now, and like intermittent fasting has always been the way I stay right. And then even when I tried to pack on weight after intermittent fasting for so long, it makes it that much harder because your metabolism has been reset and expedited. And it adjusts to, if you're doing intermittent fasting and then you have a keto diet, there's no unnecessary fats or carbs. So that's crazy that you said that.
yeah, and then you don't eat. Like I don't eat till probably 3 o'clock every day. So I go to sleep like 9:30, 10. Let's just say 10. I don't eat till about 3 o'clock in the morning. But my last meal is a big meal. Like before I go to sleep, I get a big meal in before I go to sleep. And I pretty much lay over all the way into 3 p.m. the next day. Then I eat before my boxing workout. On my first workout, kind of some most of the time be off of fast. My morning workout be off of fast. And then
Nice. And it
yeah,
sounds like you have something like a a 16-8, like a 16-hour fast and maybe like an 8-hour eating window, or maybe
yeah.
even less than that, like a warrior's diet, maybe where it's like 20 hours and 4. So that sounds dope, bro. Real dope. And
It's like
a lot of
18.
people don't say that again.
I say it's like an 18-6, 18
See,
fast.
good. And a lot
But
of people
you
don't
gotta figure out
realize
what's
that
good for
it's
your body.
easier.
Everybody body's different, so you gotta figure out what works for you and how your energy is doing your workouts. Now, if something is, if you can't get the best out of your workouts, then you might gotta change something. But that's been working for me. I've been doing it in the amateurs, and in the amateurs, you make weight. You gotta make that weight for the week. Every time you win, you gotta win. Every time you win, you gotta win. So with the pro game, it makes it easier because all I gotta do is weigh at one time, and then I get to blow back up.
Right. And I'm trying to be considerate of your time, so sorry to be hitting you with these drive by questions and shit, cuz so um there was another a question I had. Yeah, what are your dreams, your goals, your expectations from the sport of boxing? Because a lot of us expect a lot from the sport of boxing, and it does absolutely nothing for you. But I think when you have the right approach to the game and you've put in the amount of years and the right dedication and the right team, like you have yourself, it changes things. So when you're already living your dream, what are some expectations or goals that you have? Obviously, besides being a one weight division champion.
Well, I want to be a multiple weight champion. You know, I want to do something for my family to look up to. I want my family to look up to me and say, okay, Mike did it. He came from where we came from, and Mike did it. We all can do it. I want to break certain generational curses. I want to set an example for my kids, my baby girl, my baby boy. I want to show them that, you know, with hard work, discipline, and, you know, staying focused, you can be something. You know, on top of me, on the outside of boxing, I do real estate, and so I want to show them that they can do it. I want to show my family that, you know, you put your mind, you can you could be some for real. So that's my main thing, and just building generational wealth.
I love it. Hey, you're really on a. It seems like you're interested in the financial literacy or financial freedom tip, seeing as you're already in the real estate outside of boxing. And one of my other questions are what's next for you outside of boxing, and what hobbies do you have? So, you already hinted at that you're involved in real estate as a real estate agent. Are you a real estate investor? What what other hobbies and activities do you get into outside of the sport?
Yeah, so I'm a realtor already. I plan to invest in the future. Once I, you know, I'm still learning this a lot. It's all real estate is just a big thing. Like it's so many different niches that you can go into. So definitely
Right.
still that, and building that up. I'm 3 years in the game as a realtor. Other than
Nice.
that,
Congrats.
I wouldn't mind in the future, you know, managing and training and being a coach for some pros. But that's it, really, for the most part. I want to just hobby. I just want to spend time with my kids and show
Yeah.
them with them. That's really it. Just boxing and real estate with my kids and my wife. That's it.
Love to hear that. Hey, I ain't trying to hog it, but I gotta ask a follow up regarding real estate. So, where's your most field of interest right now as a realtor? You dealing more with commercial properties? You dealing with mixed use properties? You dealing with multi units? You dealing with single family homes?
Dealing with a lot of single family home, a lot of residential properties, and investors for the main part. Investors been my main thing right now. Dealing with investors. Investors want to buy, you know, like distressed properties and stuff like that, and then they want to, you know, rehab them and then sell them for a lot more. So that's been that right now in this last few months. That's been my main thing.
Oh, and I know you already know about other forms of distressed properties, like ones with tax liens and shit like that on it. So there's a like you said, it's a big world and it's a world into itself, real
So
estate. So
go into, yeah, so many different things. You just gotta find what you like and what's easy for you, what's comfortable for you. But for me, I'm tapping into everything. Whatever makes me money, let's do it.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
Can you hear me? Oh,
Hold on, say it again.
yep.
all right. Yeah. I was going to ask, in regards to, I guess at the weight cut, do you think if boxing went to how should I say, to like a weight cut, a setup where like if you weigh in like the same day of your fight, is that like a lot healthier for you instead of trying to weigh in like a day before, leading into like your fight?
Um, I think it'd be beneficial to some people. Then for some people, it wouldn't be. I don't think it make too much of a difference, but I really don't know. I really don't know. Maybe if they did like let's say everybody get a 12 pound weight clause and you can't go over 12 pounds, then maybe people would probably be more disciplined. It'd be more fair fights. Maybe I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because I used to wrestle in high school, and but the rule was in wrestling for well, at the high school level is that you weigh in like the day of like your match. So therefore, once you weigh in, I think they give you like a grace weight of like 10 pounds or more, but I'm not too sure on that, like as far as like the standards between all, levels. But
Mm.
like I just figured that I like bring that up to see if that's like a better way of, protecting a fighter's health versus like, what we see now in boxing where, like I say, like for instance, like with certain guys, like let's just say Jaime Munguia, like, he's been fighting at 160 for such a long time, but it's like you can easily see that, he needs to move up and he's not like, managing his weight discrepancy of like him trying to rehydrate to like a much bigger like weight class size, right?
Yeah. See, I think that I mean, he's making a weight, so if he keep winning, you can't do nothing about it. He's okay. So I
Right.
don't. That's a good question. That's something to look into, of course. But I
And I
think
think that's where that phrase comes from in boxing, where
people
if
figure,
he's making the weight, there's no weight bullying, right? Because he
people
can make
figure
the
out a way.
weight.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, no, no. It's on you. That I ain't hear you. That was my bad.
Now I was saying people gonna figure out a way. Like if they change something, people still gonna figure out a way to get the
You,
advantage. Somebody you gonna figure
right.
out like it's gonna be something else, and then they're gonna have to make up a new rule down the line. So I don't know.
So I got a question for you. Um, obviously, I gotta stop saying that because that's all we've been doing is asking you questions. But how has fatherhood changed your approach to boxing, and then how has marriage and changed your approach to boxing? Whereas we can say like there's a lot of people who they have kids and then their focus is taken away from boxing, or they get married and they get soft and they don't got that same dog in them. Cough, cough, Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but it's just like there's a lot of examples that we can ramble off, and it seems like thus far you're a young man in a game, but you're really a young man. You got a whole family and a wife out here. How has that altered your training process or your overall approach to the sport?
Man, I got no time to be bullshitting. Like I gotta make sure when I'm leaving the
Yes,
house,
sir.
they depend on daddy to come back home and win fights and so when I'm out there training, I keep them in mind like they depending on me. I gotta go get it. I gotta go out. I gotta make it count. So definitely they tighten my game up. For me, I know other people are different, like you said, but for me, my game's I gotta be tight. My game gotta be tight.
Right. Like to hear that, man. So where you at now? Are you training and maintaining weight? Are you do you have something next coming up? Like what do you have an opponent or a date, or are you just in the gym right now?
I'm just in the gym maintaining. I don't have a date. My people threw some dates at me, and but nothing confirmed yet. So I'm just waiting on them to give me the confirmation on dates. They gave me a few names, and so we just waiting on the date. Really, just waiting on the date.
Good, good. And aside of Shock and Shakur, are there any people that you feel that got next that you're working with right now that's keeping you your sharpest or making you feel like damn, like aside of me in this gym, he got next. He's the one up and coming.
Um, you talking about who I've worked with before, right?
Yeah, who you're working with currently. Obviously, you don't want to give no props to nobody who ain't feel me, who ain't in the fam or in your camp or nothing like that. But I'm saying like, is there somebody that you're working with right now in the gym, maybe a sparring partner or somebody who you keep close to you that they're on their way up right now?
We got nationally ranked champion. He might have his pro debut. July 1st. His name is Fabian Arredondo. He's been helping me out.
Okay.